Hi, my name's Brady, and I'm here with Cabinetdoors.com, and hopefully you've had a chance to take a look at the videos on our website where we showcase not only how we build our quality custom cabinet doors, but also how we show you how you can use our custom cabinet doors and drawer fronts in your own do-it-yourself home projects. Well, I'm out here today in front of our new industry partner, the Drawer Connection, and we're proud to be able to offer their quality constructed drawer boxes on our website. And if you're anything like me, you'd kind of like to know a little bit about the process of not only where they make it, but how they make it and why they make it. So without further ado, let's take a look inside and meet the crew. All right, I'm here with Joe at Drawer Connection. He's going to give us a little tour of how they make the drawer boxes here. Joe?
Nice to meet you. All right, pretty much everything in the shop starts on this side. The beam saw, we're cutting all of our drawer bottoms and all of our drawer sides through this machine. Whether it's coming off of a 4x8 sheet or a 5x5 sheet of Baltic. The bottoms are sent through in a file to make it pretty simple for him. He can pull up the files and cut based on type of material that he's cutting. So it'll also print a label with the job name, the size of the box, and any other information that the customer or we need on that bottom. So from that point, the bottoms and the sides will start heading that way. The edge bander being ran right now. All right, so after the drawer sides are cut for a day's worth of production, they'll be sent over to either the edge bander or the foiler. So here's the edge bander. He's running production for tomorrow's production, whether it's half mil all the way up to 3 mil edge banding. We run it on this station here. If it's a plywood product, we would go to the foiler. Okay, so if it's a plywood product, it'll come over to the foiler. Basically, the foiler is going to take a raw edge that's coming off of the beam saw, and it's going to sand it. Actually, it's going to shape it, it's going to sand it, and then it's going to go through 2 heat transfer foil wheels. And it's going to turn a raw edge into a finished, sanded, and shaped top edge. We can either do a clear top edge, or we can do a foiled top edge. The foil obviously hides the core of the material, so you don't see any of the plies, and the clear, you can still see the plies of the material. It's a heat transfer product. It's basically about the thickness of Scotch tape, and once it picks up the wood and goes through the foil wheels, the heat transfers over with an adhesive to finish and or whether it's the clear or a birch foil, and carries on throughout the board. It goes through a conveyor and it goes back to the operator of the machine.
So now, Joe, either those pieces have gone through either the edge bander or the foiler, so where do they go from here?
From there, they'll go on a cart, and then they'll come to the upcut saw. So everything for drawer sides is cut on the upcut saw, unless it's a large part. If it's let's call it a 12-inch or taller drawer, it'll go to the beam saw. The capacity here is about 12.5 inches to cut on the upcut saw. We have tiger stops on the machine, so my operator can go off his cut list, type in exactly where he wants that to go, and make the cut. From that point, they would go down the line and be set up based on jobs.
Okay, so now you've cut the pieces on the tiger stock, and what do we have here?
The jobs are separated basically with the paperwork. So we've got a dowel job here. The females are going to be on the left, the males are going to be on the right. So that way my operators of the dowel machine and the dovetail machine, they don't really have to go through and start measuring stuff. They know my males are on the right, my females are on the left. They can grab their stacks and start milling parts.
Okay, so Joe, now you've gone through the tiger stop, you've cut them, and you've separated the jobs by male and female pieces.
Correct.
And now you bring them over to these machines, and what do these machines do?
These machines, basically the two dovetail machines that we have. This one's a little bit newer. They're pretty much identical machines though. So we can run either machine if I've got two operators over here, or I've got one like right now. Basically all the males are ran on one side of the machine, which he's running right now, so he's doing the tenon cut. It's two pieces at a time that are face to face, so it's actually milling two pieces at a time on one end. And then he flips the part over, it'll run the other end two pieces at a time. So per cycle, it's doing one end of two parts. So on the opposite side is the mortise cut, so the female cut. Again, he's doing those, but it's going in horizontally versus vertically, and he's running two parts at a time there as well.
All right, Joe, so in addition to machines that do dovetails, I understand you also have a machine that does doweling.
Correct, yeah. We've got a dowel machine also. This machine is basically a two-station machine. It'll run up to a 24-inch dowel part. It does the drilling and the dowel insertion, as well as just the drilling for a female part. So kind of the same process goes with our dowel as our dovetail. We keep our parts split up, that way we know our males and our females. So when the operator comes over here, he knows what program he's pulling up versus whether it's a male program or a female program to do the mill work.
And now, not every drawer box company does doweling, is that correct?
No, not to my knowledge, no. A lot of companies just strictly do dovetail. You know, we've been doing dowel for quite a while now. A lot more of the commercial millwork has been moving towards dowel, as well as some of the AWI products specify dowel. So in order for us to be competitive in the market, it's one of those things that we decided to do, you know, quite a few years ago, and it's taken off quite a bit.
Okay, so Joe, one of the things that you offer your customers is you can do some laser engraving for their logo on their drawer boxes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct. Laser engraver, we've got quite a few customers now that have opted to go that route. We charge $1 per drawer to do laser engraving. Not only is it getting our customer's name out there, it's a way to brand your company, and for $1 a box, you know, a lot of our customers have started doing it. You can do pretty much any type of logo or font. The easiest, obviously, font for us is going to be a vector format. So if you send us a JPEG logo and we can rework it, we're not going to charge you a setup fee. If you have a logo that you can send us that's in a vector format, that's a plug-and-play logo for us, and we can pretty much do anything.
Okay, so now the pieces have been cut, they've either been doweled or they've been dovetailed, and if they got the laser engraving, they got it over there, and now we're here at assembly. So how do we assemble the drawer box?
Pretty much everything is set up by the drawer. So the assemblers are able to take the bottom, the females and the male that go with that drawer, and just basically grab those parts and put them together. There's no measuring on this end. All that's done prior to him coming to this station. So the drawers are assembled, the glue machine in the middle, it's applying a glue to the bottom edge of the males prior to being assembled. So it's getting an assembly glue applied to it, and then they're assembled by hand. We use basically a dead blow and a mallet, or a dead blow mallet and a wood block, and they're all assembled by hand. So once you've got a side done, you're gonna wipe it clean, you're gonna flip it over, and you're gonna install your other male. This job here actually does have logos on it, so each drawer gets one logo. So you've got your parts split up also. One drawer, one male with a logo, one male without.
Okay, so now at these two stations, this is the gluing station where we glue the bottom of the drawer boxes, and then they go through this clamp to make sure everything's squared?
Yeah, so after they're assembled, depending on what type of drawer glide they're using, will determine whether or not the bead of hot melt goes around the whole bottom edge of the drawer or just the front and back. So if it's a notch and drill, you've got to keep the sides clear for the drawer glides. If it's a side mount drawer setup, you glue all the way around. So what he's doing is he's running a bead of glue around the bottom edge, and then it goes into the drawer clamp. The drawer clamp is going to make sure that the joint is nice and flush, and it's also going to make sure that the box is square. So once it goes into that clamp, it's making sure everything's nice and flush and it's squaring the box out.
Okay, now Joe, one of the things that you offer with your drawer boxes is the option to notch them. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
So this is the machine that does that?
Yeah, this machine is basically does the notching and the drilling for an undermount drawer slide. So if you're running a Bloom Tandem or a Solici, any type of undermount drawer glide, that's what this machine here does. So it's going to come up with a cutter, and the drill is going to come out at the same time. So it's doing both processes at the same time. So you do the right, and then you slide it over and do the left.
So Joe, now the drawer boxes have been assembled. If they need to be notched, they're notched. They have the undermounts put on. What is the process that you have for shipping, for packaging and shipping, as regards to big order as opposed to a small one?
Depending on where it's going. If it's a local delivery, that's in our driver's hands. So usually we'll do, a pallet wrap and then at least one band on it. Depending on the size of the pallet, we'll do two. It just kind of determined or based on how large of a pallet. If it's going out freight, what we do is we do a layer of drawers, and then we do a piece of cardboard, and then the next layer of drawers. That way, there's a cushion between each level. After we get them built up, everything is wrapped with 2x2 corner protectors for freight. They're wrapped and they get 3 straps on them. With the addition to that, we also put plywood on the front and the back of the pallet where it's going to be picked up with a forklift. That way, if somebody does run into it with a forklift, hopefully that little bit of added protection will keep a drawer from being damaged.